So you've been feeding your baby nothing but formula for the past 4 to 6 months, and now it's time to start your baby on solids, but you have no idea where to begin. So that's probably why you clicked on this video. Don't worry, I'm here to break it down for you, sis. I'm here to give you some tips on how to start your baby on solids. A lot of doctors nowadays are recommending that you start introducing solids at 4 months. Some doctors are still recommending that you wait 6 months. Honestly, it's just based on if your baby is ready or not. The first time that you feed your baby with a spoon, 9 times out of 10 they are going to spit it out because it's something new for them. But if you keep practicing along the way, they are going to eventually learn how to eat solids. Another tip for you, there are these little fruit thingies. I'm going to insert it right here. You can purchase one of those. You can stick a banana in it and you can see how your baby does with it. My next tip for you is don't stress out about introducing solids to your baby. Keep in mind that up until your baby is 1 year old, they are getting all of the nutrients that they need in their formulas. Anything that you give them outside of the formula is additional. So when you're introducing solids to your baby, you want to make it fun. Make it fun by putting them on the high chair, putting some food in front of them and letting them play with it, letting them play with the texture. When you start introducing solids, you want to introduce things that taste good. Don't be afraid to add a little bit of flavor to baby food. Add a little bit of salt. You can add a little bit of pepper. Obviously, don't overdo it, but you want to make the food flavorful. Back in the day, people used to think that, you know, their food is supposed to be bland, no flavor. I do want you to know that your baby does have taste buds. So if you won't eat it, 9 times out of 10, your baby won't eat it. Doctors are recommending that you give your baby pretty much anything, because what they're realizing is that the sooner that you introduce certain foods, the less likely they are to be allergic, or if they are allergic, you can detect that very, very early on as opposed to later. They are recommending that you just pretty much feed your baby anything except 2 things: honey and milk, whole milk. The reason why they don't want you to give your baby honey, because honey has a bacteria that babies can't digest. That bacteria can just cause like a lot of problems, and it can even also lead to death. And then whole milk, I'm still not sure what the deal is with that, but don't give your baby any whole milk until 1 year old. But other than those 2 ingredients, any food is free game. Now, I do want you to keep in mind, you want to watch out for choking hazards. That's another thing that the doctor is going to tell you. They want you to watch out for foods that they can choke on, such as like hot dogs, grapes. My next tip for you is go ahead and make sure you have Benadryl on hand. You don't know what they're going to be allergic to, so in the event that they are allergic to something, you want to make sure that you have Benadryl on hand. My baby, sure enough, had 2 allergic reactions to 2 different flavors. Y'all, please, 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 please start your baby on veggies. Start them with veggies. I know that's kind of hard to do, because I didn't even do it. The veggies for me, I don't know. When it came time to feeding my baby veggies, for one, I don't like the way they smell. I don't like the way they look. But now that she's older, I do get her, you know, baby foods that have veggie mix in them. But you don't want your baby to not like veggies, especially as they get older and they become toddlers. You want to start them with more savory foods. You want to start them with vegetables, and then you want to move on to, you know, the sweets. So please take that tip. When it comes to the proportions that your baby should have, every baby is going to be different, but the general rule of thumb is your baby should have at least 1 can of fruit and 1 can of veggies, along with 24 to 32 ounces of formula within a 24-hour period. Those numbers could vary slightly depending on babies. If your baby is a little bit thicker, then they might require a little bit more, but that right there is generally the minimum that your baby should be having on a daily basis. Now, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all, okay? I I personally don't always spoon feed my baby. I am old school. I have 2 older kids, and this is how I did it. This is how I saw my mom do it. And I don't know, y'all, you know, black people, we try to find the easy way. I put baby food inside of the bottle because, quite frankly, I don't have the patience to sit and feed my baby all throughout the day. I just don't. I don't have that kind of patience. I put the baby food inside of her formula, and when I do it, I only do like fruit flavors. I do like pears, apples, like things that you think would taste good with milk. I kind of have that like smoothie type of mentality. I started doing that at 4 months, and I find that that's what keeps your baby fuller longer, and that's what helps them sleep longer. When it comes to baby food, I buy these little squeezies. Y'all, I told y'all, like, I don't have the patience to be sitting and feed my baby all the time. These squeezies, they did not have 10 years ago. I don't know where they were in my life, but I wish they had them 10 years ago. These, I feed my baby these squeezy things. I love these squeezy things, because when you're on the go and you're busy and you don't have time to just sit and feed your baby, these things come in handy. You just squeeze off the top and you just squeeze it in their mouth. You don't have to worry about a spoon, bowl. You don't have to worry about a mess. It's just good to have on go. And also, if you have a baby who's like a picky eater or who's hard to feed, like they're just a difficult eater, these things are, I find, are very easy to work with. The flavors that these come are just like amazing. This apple, raisin, flax, and oat, this is my baby's most favorite flavor. And when you open these, they actually smell like what the baby is eating. Like, it smells like apple. You can smell the raisin, you can smell the cinnamon. These things, like, I think is a better option than the Gerber. Now, don't get me wrong, I do buy some Gerber flavors. Gerber is an OG. They still dated when it comes to a lot of their foods and the flavors. And sometimes I squeeze these in the bottles as well. My final tip for you is patience. Just be patient with your baby, especially if they are a difficult eater or it's hard to feed them. Be patient when it comes to feeding them, because remember, they are getting all of their calories from their formula. So this feeding experience, it should be fun. Don't be afraid to experiment with flavors. If you find a hard time feeding them a specific type of food, get them different types. Babies know what they like at this age, believe it or not. Also, experiment with brands. Now, me personally, I don't make my baby food. I make some things like porridges and oatmeals, but when it comes to like fruit and veggie purees, honestly, I just buy them because I'm just not that mom. I just don't sit and make baby food. But if you make baby food, then kudos to you, mom. Just make sure you make it flavorful. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, be sure to smash that like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more videos like this, and also hit that bell notification so that you don't miss another video from me.